It's always really fun and special to me when older games, and by older games, I mean at this point older than 3 years old, because games are moved on from so quickly, actually get support, they get updates, they get fixes, they are made better. Now, would I prefer the era back where games came out on the disc, they were just fantastic as is, and we were good? Yeah, I would, but you know what? I actually like the Bethesda model of game, where you release a game, you release a ton of big DLCs that add on to an already pretty much complete game that has a lot of content, and you move on eventually. But Fallout 4 is going to be doing something a little different, which I actually really like, and it's getting a next-gen update for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X specifically. It will also be on S, I'm not sure to what extent, but this is a free update, which is really interesting to see, for all of these things, including PC, although PC can pretty much do this on their own with modding, but it includes performance mode features for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, more bug fixes, and here's one of the biggest things to me even beyond that, bonus Creation Club content, which means more DLC, essentially. And some people are going to say, well, no, now wait a minute, what does that mean? What is Creation Club content? And I will say that I have a little bit less of a negative outlook on Creation Club content, so I'm going to explain to you my point of view of what it is, but also address the critique of it. Creation Club content is essentially glorified mods. These are things where you had a user pretty much create them, but they were made lore-friendly. So a lot of times they include a quest, new items, new skins, sometimes new weapons even, that play into the overall game, whether that's Skyrim or Fallout 4. They work also on console, obviously, and they were designed to be like these lore-friendly add-ons to the game that add more content into them that were not made directly by the developer Bethesda, but were vetted for lore inconsistencies and stuff like that. So there's a couple things that are just straight up non-canon. We know they're not canon. They're just their own thing, like a fun callback, like putting a Doom weapon in Fallout 4, which counts as Creation Club content, or putting the Doom guy's outfit in it, right? Something like that. That's just obviously a call out to other Bethesda games, kind of being like, hey, look, we made these too. This is fun. Wow, we're glad someone put this in the game. Let's kind of, give it the okay. But then you look at things like the picket fences updates that add in a bunch of new housing and settlement equipment and items you can put in. You have things like the anti-material rifle that adds in that iconic sniper rifle that I think was really most known from Fallout New Vegas. That's where a lot of people think of it from. Canonically, in a gray area, where people argue online, is this stuff canon, is it not? I've always thought it is, as long as it doesn't contradict the lore and they don't end up retconning it later. But either way, it's more DLC, it adds on to the game. And of course, like all DLC, you do pay some money for it. That was kind of where the, I would say, controversy came in back when the Creation Club was introduced. And I will say, too, that the Creation Club used to be way too damn expensive, okay? It was kind of the idea of like, oh, look, console players really wish that they could do this, and this on console, so let's charge them for it and give them mods. And I understand kind of why that pissed people off. I will say that for me, a lot of that criticism went out the door when they did enable mods, especially on Xbox. Sony is much more strict with that kind of stuff on their hardware with their rating systems and stuff. They're very strict with that, so mods are not as prevalent on PS5 version, or, like the PlayStation version of a game like this. But I do think it's really cool to see this because there is no Fallout 5 coming for quite a while. This is very obviously done to sustain interest in Fallout 4, to give console players more stuff to go back and do, to play around with, more small DLCs, I would say. But one thing that's cool about Creation Club is a lot of times they came with quests too. It wasn't just dropping a gun into the game. A lot of times it was giving you a quest that you had to go on to do to actually get access to the stuff, which did add more hours of content to the game, along with new items and other stuff. And this will, I do believe, actually add interest to Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is a game that's still heavily played, especially on PC with mods and stuff like that. And now that there are more mods and other things available, especially on Xbox, I think that it is still a played game. But people are waiting for Fallout 5. They're waiting for that next-gen experience from Elder Scrolls as well. And so to kind of go back and fix things up, make them run better, add in more features, and even add in some more DLC, that's going to be really, really exciting. Now, when it comes to the DLC, I am not sure if that is free or not, because pretty much all of the Content Club, I guess I should say, or Creation Club content, it's a kind of a tongue twister, all of that was pretty much charged for. However, over this 25th anniversary celebration of Fallout they've been in over the last month, they've been giving out a lot of it for free to players as well, just to kind of add on to the game and have and keep. So they do describe the next-gen update as free. However, it hasn't been unveiled specifically what Creation Club content will be coming to the game yet, and it hasn't been unveiled if that will be free or not. It's worth pointing out, too, that on the Xbox One X, they had enabled 4K for Fallout 4, but it was capped at 30 frames per second. And then with the FPS boost on Series X and S, they were able to give 60 FPS gameplay to Fallout 4, but it had to be capped at 1080p. So with an actual full-on update for PS5, Series X and S, I'm wondering what it will be for S because it's a little less powerful, and PC, I think that's a great thing to see because all that is saying, hey, look, this game's backwards compatible, we're going to make it run better for free. That's something that I think more titles should do, especially if you want to preserve your game and keep it going for the long run. Backwards compatibility is great, but if you have backwards compatibility and the console technology is now like 5 times as good, but the game is still running as if it was on something a fifth as powerful, that can be a little frustrating for players. So it's awesome to see that. And one thing that surprised me about this was the PS5 inclusion. Now, when it comes down to it, I'm very happy that the PS5 is getting included in this update. I own a PS5 and I own a Series X and I own a PC. I mean, that's not a humble brag. It's just I'm on all of them. But I wasn't really sure if they were going to include PS5 at first because Bethesda has been pretty much purchased by Microsoft. It's a Xbox thing now, and it appears to be going just towards Xbox. So it's really cool to see them actually support that PlayStation version. They very easily could have said, nah, screw those guys, who cares? Like, they're not going to be on the platform we care about going forward, so like, whatever, leave them behind. We already made our money off of them. And that's something I would have expected out of especially this era of gaming. So I'm really, really happy to see that that wasn't the case, that they're going to update it all around. And I'm truly hoping that the content that comes in the Creation Club is going to add to the game and be really fun, because there was some really fun stuff in Fallout 4's Creation Club and Skyrim's. I found that there were a lot of glitches and glitching issues with Skyrim's compared to Fallout 4's. So I hope that that isn't the case, but I guess it's something that sadly we've come to expect out of Bethesda games. I wish it wasn't the case, but I guess it is. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you excited for this? Are you not? Do you still play Fallout 4? Do you want to go back? I mean, at this point, if you're on next-gen consoles and you want to go back to Fallout 4, I'd say it's better to just wait. Wait into 2023, revisit it when they add all this stuff in, because I think it's going to make the game even better. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I plan to make more Fallout content, just been very, very busy lately, but I got some fun stuff coming up, so I hope you will all check that out. Have a fantastic day, and as always, everyone, stay shway.